streaming.
Word.
Make sure everything's good. It should pop up in a second here. Receiving your content. Starting. Okay. And we're live. Stream health is good. That's good. All right. Here we are. BopCast, episode 3. Previously Millennial Mind Podcast, but we have changed that because somebody else had Millennial Mind Podcast. So screw that. We need some original Bop shit on here. With my boy Brian here. Thanks for coming.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Anytime. So let me just get this shit out of the way first so it's not distracting. But, yeah, man. So you're a music producer?
Yes, sir.
Kind of like me, but you do... I don't know. You have your own
different
style going on. Yeah,
I guess you could say I'm more towards like mainstream hip hop and stuff like that.
Yeah, more the actual like sound that's out today, like the hits today.
Yeah, right? like a type beat kind of guy, like type beat producers. Man.
Yeah, I got you.
Million of us out there. But
yeah, but the thing is, the bangers sell, man. That's right.
Yeah,
the 808s, the crazy hi hats.
It's a game of strategy. You know, artists drop something hot, you drop something type. You know, just like them. Yeah. And well, people looking up the artists, and that's how they find you.
And then you go middle child type beat, J. Cole, and then fucking bang. Like, he puts the song out the next day, you put that beat out. Yeah. It's going to get some traction.
Yep.
Right? Or that's the goal, at least.
Yeah, one of my biggest things was before the song even came out, Scott Storage put on Instagram like a 15-second preview of the song with 6ix9ine, Kika, with Tory Lanez. I snatched that. I kind of heard it. And put together what I thought was a song. Got the samples of the steel drums, put all that stuff in there, put it out there, and immediately people took off with it. You know,
because you must have been the first one.
It was the first. It was the first one.
So was that was like an instrumental, or that was like a remix? It was
just the instrumental.
Okay,
it was instrumental, and then like I added, like I said, my own sound to it. So it wasn't exactly how it turned out to be when the record came out.
But
like
damn
about a
close,
month later.
Right? Yeah.
Damn close, and it was good quality.
So where did that
was different than the other producers who uploaded at the time?
Where did that start gaining traction on? Like, where was that YouTube or BeatStars or?
Popped it on YouTube. Got a comment from them. I have all my links in my descriptions. So he hopped on Instagram, DM'd me. He's like, "Yo, you know, can you send me this? You know, how much you charging for it?" At the time,
this was just somebody.
Yeah. Somebody I didn't think was anybody at the time. You know, and you know, he messaged me and stuff like that. I didn't have my official store set up, and so I counted things just personally. You know, I'd make the files for him to send out. And he asked me how much it was. We did the exchange, stuff like that. And it was funny because, like, he's in France. So at the time here, it was like 4 a.m. He's texting me. So we're doing all this shit.
And you're like, damn, I got to get this sale. I mean,
I had
the grind never stops.
I had a chemistry 2 exam, organic chemistry, like a couple hours later. And freezing cold in the morning, I'm out there talking with this guy back and forth. I ended up making the sale. The thing is that he put his vocals on it and everything like that. It turned out super good. You know, it's a banger. I can't understand it.
It's in French, right?
Yeah. But it blew up over there, man. We had people sending videos of them singing and shit to it.
That's crazy, man.
And it was crazy. It was a hell of an experience, you know? And then the pace came in, stuff like that. It was nice.
Yeah, and that's just traction. That's just more. It snowballs.
Yeah,
right.
It snowballs. I got a lot of attention from that. I sold it to a couple other guys up in France. I haven't heard anything back from them yet. But it's still just the fact that
I feel like that's so random.
I know, it's crazy. But like then the people were
a lot of French rappers
and stuff.
A lot of French rappers. Good amount of Spanish rappers too, and Asian rappers.
And I guess to them, you know, it's pretty hot. To me, obviously, I don't speak the language, so I'm like, okay, I hear you. Like, I hear the aggression in the voice.
Yeah, and you can hear you could probably tell a little bit with the delivery and the quality.
Yeah,
you know, because
you got the flow. You've got the flow to it. You got the bounce.
It's like you can tell a bad singer even if they're singing in a different language. Like, it is different for rap, but but if you listen to a lot of rap, then you have an ear for it, then you can kind of make a.
That's what it was. You could tell that he put the effort into it. I saw the studio session. He put a lot of advertising.
Is he pretty like? How is he over there? Is he pretty like? Is he kind of a big guy or like? Yeah. He's pretty known over there.
Yeah.
Shout out. And so he was just what's his name?
I was like, shout out Curtis.
Yeah, shout out Curtis, the man out here.
Yeah, he'll
our
see
French boy. That's it, man. That's so cool, man. That you actually have like you have a success story basically, like a small one, and you're probably gonna have a bunch more.
Yeah.
You know, if you just do the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's got tons of little opportunities that came up.
And but who would think to watch that 15-second whatever clip and go, oh yeah, I can make that beat on the spot, like, and not even hearing the song. Like, that's skill right there.
That's that's how I appreciate it, and that's how it's got to be when you're trying to do this producing stuff. You got to be the first one to get it out there. You know, I feel like it happens a lot. People just don't see it, but I think that mindset of I gotta get this out here. This is how I think it's gonna go, based on the algorithm of in any normal trap beat. Like that's how it's got to
And
be.
timing, right? I mean, that's basically just timing. Like we were talking about before, it's like it's crazy how much timing has, because everything's so instant. So if you can be the fastest to put something out, if you get it out a minute before somebody else does, then and your instrumental's probably nicer too. So
keywords you use in it, it's got to be a good mix. You know, people point out the littlest things. 808s can be off by a key or no, an octave. I mean, and people definitely hear it.
Yeah, I try to getting that ear for it is probably the hardest thing. Like that's I haven't even gotten that much better at making beats. I've just gotten better at knowing what sounds good.
It's funny. I started music playing live instruments, piano when I was a kid. I moved to drums, didn't work out too well. Then I did bass, then I did guitar. Guitar is where it took off. When I first started playing, like I was really bad at it, and what I didn't like about it was reading the books, you know, doing the notes back and forth,
theory.
The homework. Yeah, the theory. I didn't care for it too much. I knew it was important.
No, but it's not the actual playing of the instrument. That's what you were into.
You're just reading and doing it. And my guitar instructor, he didn't like that stuff either. And he would always play a different song, and then we'd learn it after we did the lesson for the day, you know? He was kind of like one of those kind of guys. And his album came out, Avenged Sevenfold, Hail the King. And he played Hail the King, beautiful lead guitar, and solo, Sinister Gates. He's a monster at it. Played the lead guitar, I heard it, he stopped, he said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
Put the book to the side, I haven't picked it up since. We took off with it, trained the ear for days, months, years. I worked with this guy.
Wow. That was in school? A music teacher in school?
I was playing it. It was outside of school, but I was doing it while I was still in high school. Gotcha. And we go there every week, something like that. But this guy, he helped set me up with bands. We used to play a couple gigs out in bars up in PA. He wanted to get everybody out there experience. He had the students. The students had the potential, and he's got a bunch of big names.
And he's like, hey, this kid loves this metal shit.
Yeah.
And this kid doesn't need the book, man. He wants to really play this shit.
And that's what he thought. He knew that I had this ear, which is something that a lot of his students didn't necessarily have. A lot of them stuck with the theory, and they got pretty far with it. I respect how far they got with it. They got further than me, which will lead me to another story I'll tell in a minute. But he knew that I had the knack for this ear thing, and he knew that I really loved guitar and I really loved a certain genre. We took off with it. My skill it carries on today. You know what I mean? And it's almost like an addiction, man. You hear a melody, it's like you're possessed.
It's crazy.
I wake up, I hear things in my sleep. You hear it, you gotta write it down, or else you can't go through your day without it.
Yeah, I'm just walking and I'm like, oop, boop, 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 and I'm like, oh man.
And
so I rip out the voice memos and I'm just like humming it or something.
A lot of people don't understand that, and it's crazy because sometimes it's good, and other times you're trying to do other things, but you hear it and it's just like it's.
Or you sit down and make a beat and you can't come up with anything. Like I've sat there for an hour and erased 3 beats because they were trash. And then I'll literally just sit down at a very inconvenient time and I'll have, like, if I have like 20 minutes before I have to go to school, like I'll make the fucking best beat I ever made right there when I don't have even time to finish it. It's just those random moments, right?
No, yeah, I understand that completely, man. And it's crazy. And the thing is, what I'm leading to is that he had moved away to Florida to pursue his other things. He was older. Yeah. So he wanted to retire.
Were you still working with him when he moved, or?
No. Okay. And the thing was that I kind of looked to him as like a father figure at some point. So when he moved, it kind of set me a little low, you know? I kind of lost
damn, I don't have this support anymore.
So I was on my own. And it didn't take me all these years. I've been trying to trying to reach out to him, stuff like that. And like I did, opportunities came, and unfortunately something's happened. I couldn't make certain opportunities, and I felt like I was letting him down. Versus other students who are in Miami doing music, like small music gigs and stuff like that. Yeah. I always feel like I was kind of like underrated in a sense.
Or like a step behind.
Yeah, he would always, he'd always tell me like, what are you doing with your music? I have all my students doing this and that. And at the time, I thought he was just, trying to put me down, stuff like that. And I was like, damn, it's kind of discouraging.
Yeah, like why is this guy saying this? I thought we were.
And I call him up. I just talked to him like 2 days ago, maybe 2 nights ago. I gave him a call for the first time ever in a year or two. And it was very scary for me for some reason. And I called him up and I told him about these new opportunities that are coming up and stuff like that, the podcast interview and things like my accomplishments in the past with producing rap and stuff like that. He called me up immediately after. We had to talk and stuff like that, and I could hear in his voice for the very first time. He told me, "You know how much I'm really proud of you, man. Like I didn't expect this at all from you, blah blah blah." And just the main message of it was that like I finally did it, and realized when I hung up that every time he told me, my students are doing this, what are you doing? It was more or less a way of him, in my eyes, of him kind of kicking me out of the nest and testing me.
Motivation.
See if I can get back, see if I can pop up. If I faded away and never called him again, he'd move on, Life moves on.
It was a test for you.
It
was a test. It was you. He's leveraging your skill and talent against these other people's skill and talent, and making you say, damn, why can't I just do what they do? And then you end up having these successes, and you can call them and say, hey, no, I did do it.
Yeah, because like right
now you're the person under you that he calls and says, hey, but Brian's out there selling these beats, getting on these podcasts, blowing up in France with his beats. Like, that's so,
I hope so. I hope he mentions it to us, because he still teaches, and I hope he mentions my name to to the students out there.
Because there's young beat makers out there that he's probably, like, some kid's gonna walk into his place and be like, yeah, I'd like also make some shit on Logic, you know.
Yeah. He's all about the guitar stuff, but like I'm sure we used to do rap songs, stuff like that. I'd bring in anything and he'd pick it up. He had that ear for it, and he taught me everything I knew about it, and it was an incredible experience that really shaped. If I didn't have that, I don't know where I'd be with music. I probably would have given it up,
Yeah, man, I feel you on that. I think my mom bought me a guitar when I was like 5th grade, maybe. Yeah, about 5th grade. Yeah. And I obviously couldn't play for shit. I didn't know how to play. So I got this one teacher, and after, like, it was the same thing. After doing like all the theory and like for like 2 weeks, I was like, listen, I play Rock Band. Yeah. I want to learn the songs on Rock Band. Why can't I learn? I don't want to learn Mary Had a Little Fucking Lamb. I want to learn the songs on Rock Band. And she goes,
I didn't want to do the scales.
She goes, oh, that's why you're here. Like, she thought that my parents just paid for it, and they, like, which they did, but my parents just wanted me to learn, and that I didn't. But once she found something that ignited me, because I wanted to learn how to play Van Halen and shit, and how to play Nickelback. I want to learn how to play Rockstar, like, even just the chords. And so that was kind of my ignition, like, ooh, this is really fun because I can play the songs that I play in Rock Band. Y'all can just sit and play it on the little fake guitar. I can actually do it for real. Yeah. And I just messed around after that. I had this teacher for like a year or two probably. She was good. But not amazing, but she could teach me. So that's all that really mattered. So I had her, and then put the guitar down for a while. And then it got to like middle school, kind of like late middle school. Or maybe like late elementary school, and I was kind of bored of the guitar, so I was like, man, I got to do something different. So my friend played the drums, amazing drummer, like just one of the best drummers I've seen, especially at his age. Like at 16, he could just tear shit up, and to every Avenged Sevenfold song, like double bass and everything. Like he could put his headphones on and rip it, like the Rev, man, like almost, it's almost Jimmy the Rev, my boy. Shout out Riley, and so he was playing drums, and I would come over and play drums with him, and then. We joined, like, we were always in band, and we couldn't really play. You could play guitar in the band, but it was really boring playing those orchestra songs on guitar. And so he was like, you might as well just play drums with me. So I learned drums with him, learned the paradiddles. I learned everything. And then he joined jazz band, I joined jazz band. So then I played jazz drums for like 3 years. And that was so much fun, man. And after that, I was in music, man. After I was playing swing beats, I was like, this is music. Like,
we have polar opposite thoughts on jazz band. I joined when I first started playing guitar. They was like, "Oh, you play guitar?" I said, "Yeah." They threw me in the closet because they didn't have any amps for me. Really, they had their own guitarist for him. He knew all those chords, stuff like that. I was still learning at the time. Yeah. This is even before I knew like my skills in my ears. Mm-hmm. Put me in the closet to practice, and I was like, "This ain't it. This is not what I want to do." And so I left jazz band, and because I talked to this guy multiple times, like, "Look, I want to be a part of it. Please don't throw me in this closet," because it's it's soundproof. Yeah. In a sense, a utility closet. No, yeah. And he put me in there. Then he'd go to the band and he'd say, "Hey, perform this." He'd do that. He'd check on me once or twice, maybe in a week.
That's messed up, man.
So I left it. Yeah. Right. I started posting guitar covers. This is how I learned the power of social media. Really, I started posting guitar covers. I'd have people. It started out as like locals, my friends sending me songs they wanted me to play, and I'd cover it. Then it started out. People around the world started sending me stuff they wanted me to play. I was playing like. Rehab, like electronic music on a guitar. I was making it work because all of a sudden I could start.
How old were you at this point?
I was probably freshman. It carried me from freshman to junior year, maybe. Senior year, I kind of started getting more busy with school and stuff like that, colleges, and I kind of toned out from it. I still have the channel or the page. It's kind of private now, but like I was thinking about maybe trying to revive it because I got notifications and stuff like that from like Calvin Harris, Rehab, a lot of country because I grew up on country music and stuff like that. Country artists liked my stuff and reposted it, and like a lot of
That's crazy. So you would just sit there and do the cover, and that would be like, because I love this.
It'd be like a 15 seconds.
I follow this one guy. I think his name is Cam, and just found him from a Instagram promotion, and he's just insane, man.
Yeah,
he just
but like
makes
through
these
that,
sponsored,
but
like,
through that, I felt like a lot of people just started getting to know me through my school and stuff like that. And
you're
turned
like, this
out,
kid can rip.
and turned out, check this out. I won most musical without doing a single thing in the school. I beat the choir kids, I beat the jazz kids, I beat all that.
That
came
makes
back,
me so happy, man. That rebellious shit, man.
Yep.
That's it. That's because you don't have to go with the flow, especially with music, man. It's better that you don't. I feel you. I didn't play in high school. I didn't play in any bands in high school, only in middle school, because I had nothing to do. But in high school, I just wanted to fuck around with my friends and I played sports. And so I was like, I don't have time for this. Plus, none of my friends are in. Like, my friends used to be in the band. None of my friends are. It's all the band people. I don't like them. We're not friends. Like, we're not the same people.
Yeah, I don't have issues with them, but like, we have
no
we
issue.
And sometimes.
Exactly, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And like, no disrespect to those people. That's what they want to do. I'm just not the same. And I realized that. And so I think it was like senior year. It might have been the end of junior year, maybe. But so my friend Justin, shout out Justin, he would just rap, and like randomly he would come over, we were chilling in my garage, and we would just be hanging out. He would throw some beats on, and he would just freestyle, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, like this is kind of cool. And I would just play, like I used to play the guitar just to play. I would like just learn blues and shit, and just to mess around. Yeah. And so I would just do that every day, but he kind of put me on to rap, and he was like, yo, just try it. And so I tried it. You know, I was trash like anybody, like when you first start. And I started writing, and after I started writing it, I was like, I'm in. What am I gonna do? But I was like, I need to make a song, and I've basically no means of making a song. So my friend, who I told you about, Louis Pierre Beats, he was popping pretty good on SoundCloud at that point too, and he had been making beats for like 6-7 years at this point. And he was like, you might as well come over, bring your mic. And I think I had to borrow my friend's mic or something. And he came over, and we made this diss track. And me, Justin rapped on it, and then my friend Purnell, Louis Pierre Beats, he did the beat. Yeah. And the mix is terrible. Like, it's bad. It's a bad song. It has some bars in there. And we put that out. We made it. We put it out that night. Next day, I go in school. There's teachers going up to me like, hey, I heard the diss track, it's so good. Really? It was because this kid told us that he could rap better than us. And shout out Marco, come on. So I hope that he's doing what he wants now, man. But yeah, so this kid Marco, my boy, he just, I don't know, I guess he thought that he was nice. He put some shit on Twitter, and like
competition.
Yeah, competition. I was like, nah, dude, me and Justin better blow this shit out the park. So it got 1,000 plays in like 2 weeks. The entire school listened to it.
That's crazy.
And that kind of made me think, this is like, I call it like a real moment. Like it actually put into my eyes like, oh, this could be something that I could do. Like, even though I'm just getting the clout just because these are the people I go to school with. If it was really bad, nobody would listen to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, so that's like kind of similar thing. Like, you had your moments where you went, where you just realized, you came to a realization that this is real. Like, this can actually be a real thing. It doesn't have to be just a hobby.
Once that picked up and once it started getting attention from verified users, like I said, Calvin Harris was like the biggest person who recognized
that did
wild, man. Covers of Summer and stuff like that on just bass. And I played different instruments from time to time. Just
I might have watched your videos before, honestly.
Maybe.
Who knows? I've been in and out. I've been on YouTube for 12 years now. Like,
yeah. This was on Instagram.
That was on Instagram?
When I had the 15-second only videos.
Oh, so right when they put videos out, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you would rip that shit in fucking 15 seconds, man? Like,
I try to do as much as I can. I like to do like the highlight of the song, get the best part of it. Usually it was solos, obviously. But occasionally I do like the middle parts and bass leads. Yeah. But for that is definitely what was like my eye opener. But I really wish that I knew what I knew now about music and about myself.
We all do, right?
You know what I mean?
Because we're gonna be saying the same thing in 5 years too. Yeah. Like, damn, I wish I knew this, or I wish I knew that, or I wish I knew not to sign that deal, or
so
if I could produce,
like all these beats or was able to know exactly how to do everything, with the guitar and the way that the industry works. As back then, I probably would be so much farther, But it's
the foresight is hard when you're young.
It's the way it works,
especially when we're at this age too. We don't really know what to do. to fill our time or to like
I feel like
fulfill a sense of purpose.
I feel like at that time the most important thing you could do, and especially to any young artist working right now, is you got to start just have fun with it. You know, build your passion for it, experience it.
That's
I played. Well, I used to have. I put my other friend on guitar. His name's Justin, and then I got my other friend back into it. His name is John, one of my best friends. And we all used to get together sometimes and play like a trio of guitar, and we teach each other certain parts of the songs. Someone would do the lead.
That's awesome.
Someone would do the rhythm, and then someone would do the solo. We had a blast doing it, man. And it was just that experience of having, experience of playing with other people and collaborating and stuff like that. We never really wrote music.
When you do it with people, man,
it's just a different thing.
It's a different thing.
You know?
It's hard to, isn't it hard to sit down and really like keep making these fucking beats though? Like, I mean, at least I have an outlet to like, I could just like rap is my main thing. But if I was just a producer, I think it might even be harder, because I can go from a beat and say fuck this beat and just go write a rap to a different beat, and like all you have is the beats. Like that's what you got. Yeah.
We start. I feel like as producers, I feel like we kind of start with just the empty palette. You know, it's the first paintbrush on it. You know. Yeah. And it's certain times it's hard, really hard. But like I said, if you're really into it and you're really passionate about it and you got the ear for it, the beats come to you. The beats come to you like that. Yeah. You get the melody down there. It's easy to throw some drums over it.
You just sit in front of the MIDI and you just like, oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
You know, or you might, like I said, you might sit there for 30 minutes and you don't even have. You have no melody. Or I sit down for 30 seconds, boop, 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 the first thing I play.
Yeah, okay, when I got the keyboard, I started playing around with like synths and stuff like that, plugins and Logic and FL. And sometimes I'll just sit there and play random things. It sounds horrible, but it's just the fact that I'm doing it. You know, sometimes you'll stumble across something, come up with a simple chord, boom, you can make a 4-chord thing out of that, boom, throw some beats on it.
There you go. Throw an octave down. There you go. You got a fucking drop down.
There's just this formula for making these beats that if you get certain parts
that's lacking or something that you can get better at. Like I know I do. I have a ton of shit. Like, you know how I make my beats. My beats are really weird and out there. Like they're kind of like they don't follow any mainstream thing. And so, especially for that, I get to the point of the beat where I'm like, I don't even know what to do next. Like, what should I like do what I think I should do, or should I do what I feel?
And that's where a lot of people kind of fall short.
That's where they don't finish the beat and they never put it out, right?
They either finish it, or a lot of people end up rely on like solely samples. And in my eyes, I don't have a single beat out there that has a sample on it. You know. Yeah. And I like it that way because if something happens with that beat, I get full royalties from it. I don't have to share it with anybody.
100%.
You get a sample that takes up 80% of your song. That's like a lot of money going out there, you know, royalties. I don't know the exact numbers. I forget it.
Yeah,
but, like,
and
I read an article
they have the power,
it.
Right?
Yep.
They have
like,
the power.
for example, like, you know, Meek dropped the championships. First song
so
intro.
Many samples on
First one is Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. And Nick Paps, the creator for it, he got the first maybe 15 seconds, you know, you hear that sound. That's the original song. But then they actually hired guitarists. They hired people for the drums to recreate the sounds because of that sole reason that if the song was 80% of or more, all the royalties from it pretty much go to like the Phil Collins and all that.
Yeah, music. They're covering their backs.
So they did that all from scratch. Certain parts you can hear it back. You need the Phil Collins vocals. Obviously, you can't replace that. You had to get it cleared. It took forever for them to get it cleared.
Dude, those gated reverb drums.
Yes.
That was, I watched a video on that on 80s gated reverb drums.
I took a class on it, man.
The
amount of effort they put into that. They had mics.
You see the rooms and shit that they would make
they
for
have,
it too? Like,
I think for that specific, you know, because there's a time and period where every single song had that big pound
song.
And the length that some people went. I know there was I don't know who the band was. They had the drums set up in like the living room, mics set up all the way up the stairs to get that reverb sound. Or they have it like in the bathroom where you get that isolated thing. The amount of lengths it did with what they had at the time.
They had, that's all.
But once they got it
too,
took off.
Exact. And once they could replicate it, once MPK made their shit, then once Dilla came around and he was like, nah, fuck all your shit. I'm not quantizing shit.
And that's
I
when
can
it
get
came
any
down
reverb
to,
I want on this thing. Like, y'all don't need any rooms anymore.
Yeah, that's when it started coming down to electronic, you know, stuff like that. That's when funk and disco
Dilla's
came
crazy,
out.
man. He's such an inspiration, man. Like, the way he never quantized a fucking note, man. Like, not even one. Like, he just had that where he could just get into the rhythm of the beat, and it was the rhythm of the beat. And
there was something. There was some artist guy, older time. He just started. He kind of sat there and he'd kick something on his foot. I think it was like a spoon. He had some spoons attached to his feet. At the time, they thought it was like a nuisance, but then all of a sudden they turned it into like that's his signature sound.
Wow.
And they mic'd it up and everything like that. And right at his feet, he was just singing and playing guitar and clicking his heels. and he made this huge sound. I don't remember who it was, and it's a shame that I don't, because it's like classic music, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like these little things at the time that we had the luxury now of just pulling up a sound pack and getting. These guys, like,
we take it for granted, man.
Worked
like,
hard for
we
it,
have to, really. Like, we don't have a choice. Like, we're just thrust into this environment where we actually have everything.
Like occasionally, very rare that I had to go out and, you know, record something and spill a couple beans to get that sound.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, you still can too, and there is I mean, there's videos that I watched of Hippie Sabotage, of all these other producers taking sounds in their house.
Yeah,
and then like those videos
There's
are sick.
a cool video, Internet Money. They had just got a mystery box of just random things, an egg carton, and
that's
egg.
what it was.
And they would crush it, you know, and they made sounds out of it. They made a full song. They pitched it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, and they can just put a song together with just basic like random essentials, like random home goods.
Yeah,
like, basically,
it's crazy. I would definitely want to try to do that sometime instead of taking the luxury of just, you know, being able to drag and drop sounds or plop it in, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy, because like even my uncle was amazed that he could play the guitar and the program would know the notes. And I was like, you just have to, like, I was like, spend like $1,000, like you'll have more than enough. Just get a set of monitors and a laptop and a little interface, like you're good. You can literally, it'll quantize it for you. It'll make it perfect. Yeah, you can make a whole song out there. He was like amazed because I brought the laptop over and we were messing with Logic, and I was like, yeah, watch, I can literally make a song right now. You know, and I could just multiply that shit. Boom, it's 2 minutes. Like that's you know, if I really want
it doesn't take forever to make songs. You know,
sometimes
that's one of the luxuries.
Some beats take
now.
20 minutes. Some beats take 3 hours. Like it's just like weird. It just depends. It completely depends.
Yeah, no, I posted something earlier. I was like, I'm taking my time now. I'm trying to hone in more in my skills to a specific artist, preferably like Rick Ross. He's got these beats out there to make it sound so different. You know, it's so smooth and stuff like that. There's all these different percussions behind it that normally people don't hear, that I kind of brushed over when I made like my beats for him. And
the specifics.
Yeah, and now I'm trying to go back and take my time with it. And you know, the one I just dropped like a snippet of it before. I think it's probably one of my best Rick Ross type beats. I sent it to one of my friends. Shout out Nick. He's the one who put me onto this kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
You know, he really liked it, stuff like that. And
I love that. I love having those OG people where you can send it to them and they'll be like, I don't know about it. Or they'll be like, ooh, I bump this every day now.
That is important to have to anybody out there.
Very important.
You have to have those people who will be 100% honest with you. I can show somebody something and they'll be like, yeah, I like it, man. I like it. And I'll be like, you didn't even listen to the full thing.
If I have somebody, typically if I find somebody that I'm like recently friends with and they're like, oh, you rap, they'll just be like, oh, yeah, everybody raps,
you
right?
Can't,
and then I show them a song and they're like, yo, this is dope. Like I couldn't send them something and have them say, no, I don't know about this. Like those people take time to develop. You have to be friends with these people for a while for them to sit back and be completely unbiased and said, if I heard this song,
a lot of people are scared to hurt your feelings, man. It's just, you
gotta
convince them, like, you can take it. You know, this is what you want. You're looking for this criticism. You're not looking for somebody to say, this is flames every single time you play something.
And that having the self-awareness, I think, is probably one of the hardest things. If you could develop your ear and then your self-awareness for your ear and kind of like ear like figuratively and then kind of step back. Because I think it's really hard to step back from it sometimes when you make so many beats and you have
because you get so into it. You gotta need somebody with a pair of ears that's never stepped foot in a music studio in a sense. You know, your own little area.
Because I love that, man. My boys, like, some of my boys will, everything I do, they're like, yeah, that's cool, you know. But other ones are like, really hate this song. Just don't know. Like, I just don't like this song. I don't like the lyrics. I don't like the flow. Yeah, like, it's very rare that happens, but it happens. Or they'll be like, I think you could do a lot better than
Once
this
you find someone like
but
that,
I connect with it, and I'm like, this is my fucking song, you asshole. I love this song. Yeah. And they're like, no, they'll just tear it all apart. It's like, I love that.
But
like,
you gotta listen to it. You gotta listen to them.
You gotta listen to it.
Because there are people that are gonna be listening to it, you know, for the very first time.
Yeah, and that's the craziest thing too, is sitting down, because people will be like, how do you write? How do you like make lyrics? And I'm like, I listen to the shit 400 times. Yeah. I listen to the beat 400 times to where I have ear fatigue and I can't hear the beat anymore. That's
another thing. I have a roommate, Mike. Shout out Mike.
Shout out Mike.
Hope he's watching this or I'll kill him. But
bitch, you better.
But you know, I'm afraid of playing things out loud because I don't want to bother him, because I hear the loops over and over and over again. To me, when I release a beat, I've heard it probably 1,000 times.
Yeah,
you got to go from scratch. Sound doesn't work. You got to listen to the whole thing over again, change it up. And I get nervous. You know, I'm trying to be around people too much, and they hear everything back and forth. By the time they hear the final mix, they're like, "Yeah, that's cool," because they've already heard it so many times.
Exactly.
You make a full track and you show it to them for the first time. They're like, damn, all right. I
Yeah,
see you.
that's really. Or if you show them, like, I'll show people like my best song, and they've never even heard me before. They don't even know I'm a rapper or a producer or anything, and they'll be like, "Oh shit," you know.
You gotta do
But
your
once
thing.
they kind of get acquainted to your sound, they come to expect it.
Mhm.
So that's kind of an interesting dynamic in music too, is having like, because the layman's are the people who are going to listen to it, the people who are just going about their day and they have their
Yeah.
own shit going on.
People
Those are the
don't
people who you
understand.
want to listen to it, like random people and
Yeah.
fans, you know. And so you got to take it from their perspective. Like, is this really original? Is this like, I ask myself that question all the time. Or like, should I auto tune this, or should I make the hook so people can really like recite it, and rather than doing the hook I want to do, you know?
What I like to do, my
Yeah.
strategies when I'm playing somebody something, occasionally I'll do it if depending on who it is. But a lot of times I won't tell them what bothers me in the song. I'll let them see if they pick it out.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, if you're playing it and you're like, yeah, I don't know about this part, they're gonna say, yeah, I agree with you. If you don't say anything about it, you cringe your way through it, you make it somehow.
Yeah.
People point it out. If they
That
point it
is
out, then they care.
So accurate, man.
If
So
they don't say anything about it and say,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good, you can't rely on them. You
the
gotta,
craziest thing is when going off of that, it's the same thing. When you make a beat, it's the dopest shit you ever made. You put it on while they're listening to it. You go, oh fuck, this is terrible.
Yeah,
but in your mind, when you're alone, it's amazing. But just when you bring somebody in, you start to realize all of the downfalls.
yeah, you're
all
like,
of
oh,
the little
this
things.
is the mixed
Like,
version,
yo,
you know
that
what I mean?
drop was
Yeah,
not good.
Yeah,
Like,
this is too loud. blah, blah, blah.
exactly. Yeah.
You know, and I'm guilty of saying it out of just reaction. I'll say it out loud, and I'm like, damn, because now they're gonna say, yeah, I agree with you. You know,
Yeah,
and then they're gonna look at
mhm.
the flaws, and it's gonna ruin the whole thing for them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and also it's the same thing for us. If we find like a certain flaw that we hate in the song, and then you put it out, you're like,
Yeah, you
I
regret
should have
it.
just
You regret it.
fixed that shit.
Yeah.
But like the same thing with like Aaron, he'll listen to my track and he'll be like, yeah, like it's good after listening to it a bunch of times too. It doesn't matter. And he'll give me the honest answer, right? But I'll have so many little things that I'm like, all right, there's the S's. I gotta fix the S's. He'll be like, what are you talking about? What do you S's?
Yeah,
What do you mean? I
yeah.
was like, yeah, I have to DS the track.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a plugin, like a thing for that. Isn't there?
Unlocked. Yeah,
Engineering?
I fixed
Yeah.
it. Because
listened
I was
to-
just mastering that single, and the S's were like, shh.
Yeah.
Because
I never noticed that, and then until I listened to like breakdowns of popular songs and stuff like that, I never realized how much of a difference it makes.
I just learned the other day about how basically any song, any popular song, The Weeknd, doesn't
Yeah.
matter, how they use the highest note, they match the vocal with the highest note of the chord for like the verse, and then for the chorus they match it with the lowest note or something. Like there's just a little formula.
Yeah.
you
I know
can
what
tell,
you mean.
right?
I know what you mean.
And I was showing Aaron too. We were in the car, and I was like, "Listen to it. Listen to the voice how it matches up." He's like, "Oh my god, yo, that's great." I was like, "Yeah, there's a
all about
formula to
staying in
this
key.
shit,
Yeah,
man."
yeah. Little
And you can
things.
break it down because they make it look so easy, right? And make it sound so original. It's like, nah, it's not, man. Like anybody can make this beat.
Yeah.
Anybody could write these lyrics. Like maybe.
The thing is that a lot of time you never really see what happens behind the scenes. You know, a lot of producers and engineers and all that. The whole team is underrated, really. And it's just till
yeah.
now that they're starting to really bring everything to the spotlight. Genius has that deconstruction series. You know, you got like Cruz, Meek Mill's engineer. He's doing some stuff out in like the tour of people potentially getting in the studio with him. They're paying, you know, but like it's still he's getting popularity he deserves. He got that little verification badge on Instagram finally.
We were just talking, me and my boy last night. He's my financial guy.
Yeah.
And or he will be in the future. At least he'll learn a lot about it. And because I gotta have people for the shit I can't be having. Like I don't know I'm a rapper, so I'm not doing the investments, right? So I was talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I know people with 1,000 followers that got a verification badge," and it's like, oh shit, like is that like for real now? And they actually took away the requirements for it now. So if you can make an account that seems to be impersonating you, or multiple of them, and you just make them, but they're fake accounts, like Sully Bob 123, right, or whatever it is, and then you may have a website that's yours, Instagram that's yours, Twitter, Facebook, all the social media that's yours. You can request to get a verified badge and argue with them and say, hey, these people are impersonating me. This is me. And so I don't know. So for the people out there, I'm gonna pull this clip and put it on Instagram so people know. If y'all want to do that, you can try it. Like, I'm gonna try it. I can tell you that. Like shit, man. Like I'd rather have people. I'd rather let people have the information.
Got those loopholes before they see
It's
it.
the loopholes, man. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the algorithm is so shit. Like.
I don't even
so
understand
annoying,
it, man. You were
man.
telling me something before, but like the use of hashtags.
Yeah,
and how people spot you. I didn't know that. You know,
Me either. I didn't know.
all these little fine lines that nobody has the time to read.
All right,
to throw
folks.
in there.
If you use more than 7 to 9 hashtags, the algorithm will flag your post as spam, and you won't go to the top of the feed, nor will you reach the Discover page. Just so everybody knows, it's a real thing. I just learned it.
You know what I found out too? The hashtags. You know, it used to be you threw a hashtag on an old video and it'd pop up at the top, but now it's all time. You know, if you posted it and you shared it to a friend like an hour later, anybody who else uses that hashtag will shoot you to the bottom because it goes by recent first.
Yeah, so your shit is
It
gone,
used to be. It
basically.
used to be like I could have a video from like 2015 and post like a, let's say, you know, rap. You click that rap hashtag, it'd be in the top. But now it's gonna be buried
flipped.
3 years
Yeah.
down.
Hey, listen, they gotta make money. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Instagram used to be amazing. Anybody who complains, you should have been fucking making shit back then. I should have been making shit back then. We all should have, right? Like, we can't complain at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah, work with what you got, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now,
business.
but we're still in the time before. Like, this shit is everywhere, but it's not everything yet. And it's gonna be everything. You're gonna have to use Facebook to verify who you are. You're gonna have a Facebook that aligns with your social security number, and it's just gonna. There's not gonna be no there's gonna be no free accounts anymore. Everything's gonna change. There's gonna be no organic content on Instagram once all these huge major companies start moving their ads from
all
TV
the
to Instagram.
copyright strikes and everything like that. I know, even like you can look at YouTube, how much it's changed.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
YouTube Rewind.
Mm-hmm.
I watched something about it, and like if it was YouTube Rewind, if YouTube didn't like manage what went through, and it was like a perfectly good one. And
Yeah.
this one that went through, and you see all these mainstream guys that just.
But nobody
it's
cares that they're
so
like
annoying, man.
they're vloggers, man.
Yeah, and
They
it
have
used to be
amazing lives.
it used
Listen,
to
there's some
be-
funny vloggers. The ones that aren't funny, fuck them. They're not entertaining. Like they
Yeah.
just have views.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
It used to be like the home video guys, you know,
Yeah.
those.
And the funny video and like spelling bee, like with Donald Glover
Yeah.
on Funny or Die
Yeah,
and
yeah.
College Humor. That used to be the shit.
Yeah, I miss it, man. I remember just growing up and watching those, just the people making home like original content, not sponsored, you know, and things like that.
Yeah.
No ads at the end of the video.
I remember watching the first YouTube video ever uploaded too. The guy was like at the zoo, and this was
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
three.
saw it, I
Remember,
saw
like
it,
this
yeah.
was like 3 or 4 years after it was uploaded, maybe like 2011ish or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy, man. And now how much it has become, just so
monetized.
saturated and monetized. Yeah, well, once money comes in, man. Hey, I made good money on YouTube. I'm not gonna complain. Back in the day, you can't. It's a lot harder to make that money now. You just gotta work that much harder for it, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess it weeds people out, you know. Like shit, you gotta really be about it if you're about it, you know.
If you make it, you make it, I guess. And if you're not, you gotta keep trying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know my.
I don't
my
think
full
there's a
opinion on
secret.
how
I don't think it's
everything's
one thing. Yeah, I think it's kind of everything, a culmination of everything that you do. Is what are people gonna gravitate towards? What are people what's gonna catch their eye? What's gonna catch their ear? You know, like that's what I'm always thinking
very
about, right?
constricting. You know, the way these big corporations are grabbing all these small parties. It's a constricting time.
Yeah, and they're all becoming
And I
so
feel like
much
as it
bigger.
goes on,
Yeah.
as big industries get more control, Facebook's starting to sell people's information to big companies
Yeah.
to track what you're doing,
Mark Zuckerberg,
and marketing, all that stuff. It's scary, man.
crazy.
It's
Yeah, it
crazy.
is.
And
It is
I
scary.
feel like it's only gonna get bigger as technology grows and we rely on it more.
Yeah, and then AI is gonna come through and just
Kill us
fucking-
all, Terminators.
Yeah, it's
You ever see Wall-E?
Oh, yeah,
Everybody's
man,
just fat
classic.
and simulations and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That scares me, man. I feel like
I
that's
mean,
how it is
even
now.
if
Look at
if you
VR.
just watch Black Mirror, you're pretty much you're thinking something's up. But the thing is, for me, Black Mirror is more of a representation of what's happening right now. Like, there's so many. Have you watched the show?
I don't think so. No.
It's shit. When is the? It's basically based on another show that was made years ago. But you know the premise of it. There's 3 seasons. Every episode's different. Every episode's a different scene, different place, different setting, different people.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be the future. So they have an episode where there was like all out war and it's fallout, and it's like literally everything's black and white, and there's robot AI dogs that come chase you and kill all the humans. There's another episode where you have a controller and you can rewind your thoughts and put your what you see through your eyes on the TV and rewind it. Yeah, that's the first episode. And so they have all of these episodes about what's going to happen in the future. There's another one that's a dating episode where you go like through the whole episode. Actually, I don't want to ruin it, but it's a really cool episode. It's about AI and it's about dating and like it's about algorithms and basically mocking Tinder.
So like ahead of time in a sense.
Yeah, and about how you wouldn't know if it's a simulation or not. And it's just this. It just opens your eyes to what things could be like, because if they can make this on video, it's only a matter of time till it's real. Like until we have AI military dogs that can just go and attack you. Like we basically do.
Even right now we got the drones.
Yeah,
man.
we got the drones and we have those. What's that company called? I forget what it is, but you ever see the one that like the robot human that can do backflips?
Yeah. They're using that. They're using it for stunts on like movies, but you could tell what they're.
It's the military's gonna buy the rights, and that's gonna be it, man. Like that's gonna be it. People are gonna cash out.
It's crazy.
Move to Australia and be like, I'm good. I don't know why I said Australia, but it seems like a cool place to go. That's where people be at. So I don't know. They have like a lot of spiders and lizards and shit there.
Koala bears.
Yeah, that too, man. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, there's gonna be some crazy technological influences and advances coming up that we're not even gonna see coming. I mean, we didn't even see these phones coming. My man's, I had the razor.
How fast it came out. I had a little slide thing. That was like my life.
I had a slide.
You hit the internet thing. I remember it's like a little thing on Twitter. You see, you hit the internet. You got out of it so fast.
Yeah.
You don't want mom seeing how you're getting minutes. You know.
Yeah. You're adding minutes. I remember I had a track phone. Was the first one. I didn't even have a Verizon. I had minutes. I had 30 minutes a month. So I couldn't really text that much.
Yeah.
I had one friend I could text. I remember the first phone I had because he was the only other one that had one.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. And now it's.
I think I was a year late to the game with the phones. By the time I got it, everybody kind of just got it or they already had it for a little bit. You know, I remember seeing the iPod Touch for the very first time. Yeah, and I was like, "That's crazy. I want the
shit." Yeah, I remember when I got mine because I didn't have Wi-Fi yet. I had modem and I had the router and the dial-up, which was shit. So I got the iPod. I'm like, "Mom, I can't download anything. I don't have Wi-Fi." She's like, "I don't know. Go find some." I was like, okay. I live in the middle of fucking woods, by the way. I live in the middle of the woods. So I go down my road on my bike, and I'm literally holding my phone out, riding my bike like this, going real slow. Oh, come on. Just looking for networks. I hit one, and it was open in this old guy's house. Shout out to that old guy in OG for hooking me up, and that's when I would sit on my bike in front of his house. I don't know how he never came out for like an hour and just sit there and download apps and like hold it near his house.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, man. And now we have this all at our fingertips. We can run a business on your phone. You make beats on your phone. It's crazy to me, even though I make them on the computer. It's like, yeah.
No, it's good to. It's kind of good to. Phone thing's definitely great. You know, the mobile studio, Oxy, sponsor me, and it's so convenient now. It's crazy how much you can do on it from when the time it very first started. Yeah. Going back to Nick. When he sent me in
shout out Nick.
Freshman year, he sent me. He's like, "Yo, check this out." So he sent that and a couple other things. And like I said, it was originally just a simple drag and drop cubes, and you get like the boom, stuff like that. And then I put together putting together some things, learning more theory, going back to that. But now they got all these different advances, and it's a growing app.
You have basically everything you need that's in a program.
Pretty much. You got all the automations of it. You can do the filters, man. It's crazy how much it's expanded.
You could probably make a beat that's a lot different than what you could put on the computer. You could probably make a beat easier on your phone than in Logic.
It's way easier. I go to Logic, and when I first started getting into it, it was frustrating for me because I knew what I wanted to do. I knew everything about it. I couldn't find it, in Logic. And
you knew the sound you wanted, but to get that specific
I was typing in,
there's so many plugins.
Here I could just go throw on like a low pass filter, really muffle it, get that OVO sound, boom. And then Logic, I had to type it on YouTube, how to get a low pass filter.
Watch a 13-minute video, a 34-minute video.
Smash that like button, hit that notification bell.
Hey guys, what is going on here?
You get that one guy in the comments who's like, skip here to get the video started. 8 minutes in,
that OG.
After that Squarespace advertisement.
3 advertisements. This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
But no, it's it's amazing how far I've gotten with just doing that. And when I tell like the big producers I talk to and stuff like that, like I use a phone, they don't believe me at the start.
Have you heard of Steve Lacy?
Steve Lacy? No, never.
He's a singer, songwriter, producer. Really good shit. He brings his phone in the studio to record. He plugs his guitar into the phone and he makes all the beats on the phone. He has a TED Talk too. Very soft-spoken man. Very soft-spoken guy. Very interesting guy. Great music too.
So I saw somebody made beats off their phone, but I never seen anybody.
He has a big
hip
video
hop
on
wise.
Facebook that
Maybe I know him,
Yeah,
but I never seen anybody make anything out of this with this Oxy thing yet, and I'm hoping that I'm one of the people that are making the better advances.
You probably are, man. You probably made more than anybody on that.
So I know this guy's even a lot of users in Oxy. They're younger.
Is it a paid app?
Now it is.
Yeah, how much
Before
is it now?
It used to be. Yeah, it's like $5.99 student discount, or maybe it's not even a student discount. It's $5.99 a month.
That's not bad.
And you get all the packs. You get there's thousands of drum samples and stuff like that. You get full access to it. You can get away with it without it, but you won't get those sounds.
Yeah, you won't get the real shit.
But like what I was saying is, there's a lot of talented like young kids out there making electronic beats. A lot of more complex things than even I admit that I know how to do.
Yeah, then I'm me too.
And they get on big YouTube pages for that kind of music.
People blow up who have 20 followers on SoundCloud just because somebody just.
But I don't think
their
anybody's
beat.
been officially signed yet. Oxy reaches out to signed artists to get the sounds. If they want to do it, they'll do it, and then the Oxy gives them a little promotion for it.
Yep.
But I don't think anybody's really gotten like an official label yet and stuff like that. And like I've come close. I had I think last winter, people hit me up, Authentic Empire, and they hit me up and they wanted to sign me. And if I had to do that, if I went down that road, I would have to commit to it. Drop out of school, move to Georgia, Atlanta, commute to wherever.
Who knows if it would even be.
They had the credentials.
Yeah.
At first, I was super suspicious. It was an independent label, super suspicious of it. I go every single
These people are
opportunity I
going
go
to put me
into.
in debt.
Every single time I walk into something, I always check, the credentials of them. That's the most important thing. I'm sure anybody.
It's like buying a car, man.
And they had a guy. They had a guy who was doing shows, making lots of money. They had the chains. They had the proof that it was real. You know what I mean? Like I looked for all that different things. And they were a big company down there. And
you
they were
pull
on the
up,
rise.
you pull up signed, and you go, okay, let's get started.
Yeah, and they were considering it. I talked to the guy on the phone. He got back to me right away, very responsive. But I just didn't feel like at the time I was ready for it. I was still producing.
You had
those
your
beats.
life going on.
I was still producing those tracks that I felt like were borderline good or bad. The sound was
could go either way.
And as an A&R, they're more concerned about if this guy's gonna come and he's gonna pay for all this stuff, blah blah blah. I feel like a lot of times, unfortunately, in the industry, if you got the money for it, they'll take it no matter what.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's what
well,
I feel
you
like
can buy yourself into anything. I could go to fucking Atlanta right now and pay $50,000 and be the
For
next.
studios,
I can be on the top. Like I could be in the charts. Like you can literally pay to get there.
Yeah.
Anybody can. You can pay for just about anything, especially since hip hop's on a pedestal. Like there's gonna be people who, you got enough money, they'll get you placement. They'll get you placement. You'll be on the radio.
Long neck and wide neck guy. They're dropping songs.
Dude, that's just straight. That's marketing genius right there. Like straight up, not genius, but it's just marketing at its
I respect
core,
the marketing thing,
right?
but the songs are, in my opinion,
they're terrible. All of them are terrible, dude.
Because
Bad Baby,
they're having a good
Bad Baby. That's all I have to say. I don't have to even explain it. I don't have to even say anything else. We can go to the next topic. All I have to say is Bad Baby.
I always say I always walk in. I walk into my room. All my friends are there and stuff like that. I'll be chilling. I'll walk in there, say nothing. Everybody gets quiet for a little bit, and I go, Bad Baby is the next up and coming rapper. She's the next Pac. Everybody goes off. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. First of all, let's take Catch Me Outside, Girl. Let's go. Fuck it. We don't care about the reputation of our label at all anymore. At all. We don't care what people think about our label. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Let's take her. Let's get her a ghostwriter. She hasn't written one word. I can tell you that 100%. Guaranteed.
Well,
I'll bet on it.
Some of those lyrics I could feel like sometimes.
The slow ones, maybe, but maybe she's written a few bars, but there's these rhyme schemes that she does, and I'm like, somebody just wrote that and coached her on how to do it. Yeah. Like she's not an artist, a rapper, a musician, never done anything like that.
Point yet where she
and they
demand
just
what she
give her
wants.
the production, they give her the beats, they give her the studio, they give her the writer, they give her all these people, and then that's it, man. You could be on the top, no matter what. Like you can, as long as you have the resources. As long as you have either clout.
But
yeah.
Nah, back what we were saying.
Oh, cool.
Like, it's like in her case, you know, when she blew up since that whole like meme thing with the people made about her, it blew up on social media stuff like that. Before she even made music, she got money that way, interviews, and then all of a sudden she did like little concerts.
That's not enough, though, man.
As long as she reached out, to those producers and they had the money for it, they'd send her a beat.
Yeah,
they probably didn't look back at it, but then she made something off of it. You know, she got that title.
No, they signed her without an album. They signed her without her ever releasing music.
I don't even understand.
She didn't even have no, they brought her in to make a song. They did the song in the music video, and then they signed her for a 3-album deal without her only making one song. That's talent right there, man. So don't be tripping. That's talent at its core.
Lil Tay,
that's talent, skill.
Lil Tay, where'd she
every
go?
day. Yeah, right, Lil Tay. Actually, we were talking. This is the second time we've talked about Lil Tay on the podcast. Shout out to Jack Gallagher because, it's not her doing it. Her parents are letting her.
That one was
her.
like a fact.
That's a fact. It's not her. And like my friend was saying, yeah, she seems like a 9-year-old to me. If you give a 9-year-old all this shit and money and cars and put them on Instagram, they're gonna want it. It's not like they're gonna say no. It's all they know.
Yeah.
You know, and their parents are coaching. That's messed up.
Yeah.
That is exploiting your children.
In that situation, that is messed up because she seemed like she didn't have a choice.
No,
you know?
That's so.
Whereas
you're exploiting exploiting your children for financial gain when they're 9 years old, and
whereas
not
in Danielle's
giving them an
case,
option.
she's old enough where she can say
it's
like
true.
She does her own thing
and
now.
I have like even respect for her, man. Respect for Danielle for doing what she wants to do. I mean, she didn't have to sign the deal. She didn't have to do anything. Like I throw shade, but at the same time, look where I'm at. You know, I got 1,000 followers, so it's it's respect.
Yeah,
I understand that the industry works in weird ways.
I don't understand it sometimes, man.
Shit, if they came to me with a deal, like my manager has connections, like I don't know if I'd sign.
It's only a matter of time. Man.
I don't know if I.
You got to be ready for it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
At the time when I got approached by some like A&Rs and stuff, I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, I also watching these videos of how record labels work. I don't even if it's a reputable record label, I just don't even know if I'd do it. You know, like if you're telling me I have the talent to get signed, then I should have enough talent and skill, and I'm a business major to do it on my own. So I don't know, but that's tough. That's tough. You don't know, right? Until you do it. You don't know what you don't know.
Especially these days, I feel like just the industry is if you get signed, it's just so they can help you get out there more. You know, it's an easier way to get you out because this industry probably has clients that have gone places.
Yeah.
So that means if they put you through, people can say, okay, they trust him, so I'll give him a shot. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, it gives you credit.
You can make it without it. Mike Stud, he doesn't sign a label yet. And he doesn't want to because he gets so restricted. They tell you when to upload, or they tell you when you can upload your songs.
Who was saying that the other day? Was it 21? It was somebody. Somebody was complaining so much, and they were like, "I can't drop this song. Fuck the label. I'm gonna leak it anyway. Screw my deal. I don't even care. I hate it." So that like makes me think I'm never, like, even if they have the best deal. Listen, I need an 80-20 deal. That's it. It's the only way I'm signing.
Good music. Like Kanye, all them. Like Designer right now is probably one of the forefront guys. You know, they restrict so much music, and everybody's just telling the label like, let them drop the song.
It's like controlling the market, man. It's crazy.
It's because that's the fine lines in the contract. When you sign up for that, you're in their control. Yeah. And that's why a lot of people break out of it. Somebody just broke out of their label. One of the big rappers.
That could have been who was complaining. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're money hungry, man. Fucking labels, dog.
You gotta be up when they want you to. You gotta do the interviews they want you to do.
The problem is there's just another artist around the corner that once you're done, they'll just bring in. It's like a cycle. They don't care about you personally. Yeah, you know, you're a business.
That's what I felt, especially when I was approached by the independent ones. As long as I had the money to put up for it, they would keep me. But the second I fell off, for a second something happened. They probably didn't care. And
they have to run a business. I don't blame them.
No,
but my thing, those people don't even piss me off that much, but the showcases really get me. Where, okay, this is a showcase for an up-and-coming artist, like an up-and-coming rapper, right? You can get on stage for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, somewhere around there. You do 3 songs, and it's $250 for 5 minutes. Yeah. And the top prize is you just get to open for somebody.
You get to open somebody, or sometimes they'll have
or you get to open at another show, or the second place prize is studio time. Yeah. You know, the producer works for the company. It's free. He's literally like leveraging that as, hey, look at this amazing deal. Shit, dude, it doesn't cost you shit. You're in the company.
Yeah.
You're already making money off of it anyway. Third place for prizes, you get to go first at another one.
Yeah, or you get the
Fuck
post.
off,
Yeah.
dude. Fuck off.
I've seen that a couple
These
times.
people
I remember
taking artists' money is bullshit.
I remember
it's
that.
bullshit.
I
Don't
almost did
pay
it.
to perform.
Almost did it.
Yeah.
Just like the beats.
Almost,
is a
dude,
beat
so many times.
showcase.
My friend Bobby, shout out Bobby Doc. He's killing it. He's paid to perform a bunch of times. He's killing it, dude. Like, he's got people listening to the shit. And he performs like 3 times a week. The kid is literally going hard. So as hard as possible with open mics, shows, everything, right?
Yeah.
And it got him connection. I'm not doubting that. I just don't think you got to take money from an artist to put him up.
Yeah, no, I don't
To
like
put
that.
him
a
up
lot
at
of
a
people,
show.
A lot of people hit up like my DMs and stuff like that, and they'll be like, "Hey, like they'll be real." First of all, they're not like bots, but then we'll have a good conversation and we'll talk about a lot of things. And all of a sudden they'll go, "Yeah, dude, I could post your stuff on my page." And you got 11,000 plus followers, 20,000, 30,000, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, that sounds cool, man. That's the whole reason they hit me up. And then all of a sudden they go, "Yeah, but you got to put you got to put up for it."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? Because a lot of times, sometimes they're like, you got to post some of our stuff, and that's fair. But
Yeah, I'll
then
do
they're
like
they're
a
asking for like
repost for a
couple
repost or
$100
something,
for
but-
something unpromised.
Yeah.
And or times it'll be like, hey, I got this connection with somebody, send me your stuff, $200 a song. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well,
I just got that
let me see
too,
your
man.
proof. Let me see your
Yeah.
proof that you're working.
I
with them.
always say that.
They
too,
never
yeah.
respond.
Yeah.
And I could say, I could easily do it too. I could say, hey, I have these connections with people
Mm-hmm.
with Ross and DJ Khaled and stuff like that. Send me your stuff, $100. I wouldn't do that. But like it's
No, because then you're always that person though. You're basically purposely ruining your reputation
Yeah.
because you want money.
yeah. I mean,
because you want
some
small,
of
short
them,
money from people. Yeah.
Some of them do have the credentials. They post their songs, with Gunna and like Lil Baby sometimes, like snippets of it and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
some people do get
Spotify
fired.
playlist placement is good. Like
a
I could
gamble.
play the guys. I think it was $60 to get on a Spotify playlist with 80,000 followers.
Yeah.
Seems like a decent deal to me. I don't know if it's gonna work. Like I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if I'm gonna make that many. Will I make? Okay, so if I spend this $60, what if I get 100,000 streams? What if I only make $100? Like then I made $40. Sure, I could pay for more, but like I don't know. Is it worth it? Or maybe I get in the playlist and I only get 20,000 plays and I make like $16 or something.
Yeah. No.
Then
it's a
then I
gamble.
only lost money and I got nowhere. If I get no new fans and no new followers, so that's the thing, man. It's like, do you want 100% organic or you want to pay to play?
Yeah, I'd feel a lot more comfortable about it if I was in that stage of producing where I'm making consistent sales. I
Yeah.
can say I can dedicate this one sale I made solely for advertising. I'll put it out there for other people. But right now, it's like it picks up and it drops down. You know.
It's a
The other day,
wave. It's a wave, boy. What's good?
no, okay. But no, like the other
No
day,
pun intended,
the other
man.
day I was pretty down because I was like, "What happened?" This guy Art Zimmer. Shout out Art Zimmer.
Cool.
And we put in this collab, and I was looking for his beat tag. He was sending me the audio for it. Checked the spam folder. I found that, and then I found notifications saying, "Congratulations, you just sold exclusive leases to this beat. You just sold an MP3 lease to this one." I was like, "Holy
Damn.
crap! It's been in here the whole time. I had no idea. For some reason, I just never checked the PayPal account. Popped in there.
There
It's
you
like
go.
a couple $100 just sitting there.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, just and like wow, you're like, this is nice. It's like finding
Yeah.
$10
No, it's
in your
crazy.
wallet
Because then
times
immediately I was
20.
like, "All right, now I'm back at it."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it got you that motivation to get back. What's the best way to allow people on BeatStars to like find your shit?
You gotta show love to get love back. You gotta just scroll through. I was doing it last night.
Like and comment on shit?
Yeah,
Or?
and you gotta be
Yeah.
genuine about it. You can't just be like robotic. You gotta, if you like the song, I tell them, what I like about it
Mhm.
and what I do differently, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And if they want to check you out.
I found that on Instagram too. When I comment on rapper shit, I'm like, hey man, the melody's cool, but that verse, not really with it.
Yeah.
And they'll follow me back. Some of them follow me back and message me, go, okay, how do I fix it?
Yeah, no, the best ones are the
Yeah.
people who are willing to talk to you about it.
Yeah,
Just
if people
talk
comment
music.
that shit on my beat, I'll be like, all right,
I got
please
a couple
fix my
producers,
808s because I don't know what the hell I'm
no,
doing.
I got a
whatever
couple
it is.
producers that we talk back and forth and just anything music. This guy at 301 Circular, he makes motivation stuff like that, and we'll talk about it. He has down days. I'll have down days. Today he posted he was at a beat block, writer's block. I mean,
Yeah.
he couldn't figure out anything. And right now I'm at that time where like I'm slowing down. The only thing is that I'm just working towards certain beats. I've been working on them for days and days and days and days and days, perfecting them.
Really grinding on that
But
shit.
it's at the same. We're kind of at the same level. Like I let them know.
Yeah.
if I relate to something like that, I'll let them know, and that's what's
Mhm.
important. You want to engage with
Yeah,
the
I see
people
you, man.
work
You're
with.
good with that too. Even shouting out my shit, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no,
man. Like,
it's because that's you
that's
got to
it.
just you know, hopefully if they like you back, they'll do it for you. And
this amazing thing. Sorry to cut you off, but this amazing thing happened the other day. So my friend is, I had him on the podcast 2 episodes ago. Justin Ham, shout out Justin. He amazing guitarist. The kid can rip. He has his own space, like his own kind of studio, up in like North Jersey a little bit, and actually in Patterson. And so he shoots music videos there. He records there. He does all types of music. He teaches music lessons. And so he was going down. I think he was in Nashville. He was down south somewhere.
okay,
And he left his camera in a rental car and out on the street. It got broken into and stolen. So it was a $700 camera. And he puts on his Instagram, hey, I'm not asking for money. Just I lost this $700 camera. I can't make videos for people if I don't have it. If you have anything to do, like I saw the actual picture of the broken window, so I was convinced. And I was like, no, this kid's too nice to. I know this is real. So I said, screw it. I was sitting at lunch at school. I'm like, fuck it. So I sent him $10. And he shouts me out and everything. Hey, man, thanks. I appreciate it. I've only known this kid for 2 months.
yeah,
And this other kid I went to high school with, he hit me up and he snowboards. And he said, hey, man, I know I don't have a lot of followers or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. And I was like, it doesn't matter, man. Like, you can still use my beats because, like, I grew up with you. I know you. Doesn't matter. It's not for that.
Yeah,
it's
I
just
do
because
that
you
too.
can use them. It's still people will find me. Who knows? If snowboarding video blows up. He's like, how about I just give you $10? And I said, done deal. So I broke even for the day. I helped somebody out and somebody else helped me out.
Yeah,
Completely random. That is what it is. You give some and you get some.
Yep.
That's it. And that happens in music. It happens in life. It happens with everything. It's also how you treat people. Reputation is everything. People are going to judge you on the first time they meet you, and then they're going to judge you on anything they possibly can after that. That's going to raise a red flag.
Yeah.
So reputation is everything. How you interact with anybody, how you respond, how you say thank you to somebody at the cashier at Wawa, that impacts who you are, you know?
And it's just good to keep a note on who's genuine about it. And even comes to, I think about this all the time. If I do make it, anybody who's been with me from the start, I'm gonna take with me.
They made it too.
It's never just, I never say it's just my things. It's all of ours.
Yeah, it's the same thing, man.
We did it together because you supported me from the beginning.
That's half the reason I have this podcast is because I want people to blow up. It's like every person I have here is a better chance of them blowing up and being able to come back on and telling me their story about it, you know?
And it's crazy because, like, I know people who support me, so to speak, but they won't listen to my stuff. They'll just kind of like it or repost it and stuff like that.
And those people are good too, yeah.
They're good and all, but but it's just like I would appreciate it if it was you listened to it and you told me your feedback on it. Then I have those people who do. God bless their souls.
Yeah, man, those are the best people. Because
I
send them.
people-
Because the thing is, though, I send them stuff before it comes out.
Yeah.
They're the only ones.
Yeah, I don't really have a go-to guy anymore. His name was Anthony. Shout out Anthony. He's doing a police academy right now, so he's busy doing his thing.
Grinding.
He's doing his grind.
He's on the
Yeah,
grind.
so I'm kind of on my own now when it comes to previewing things like that. I have nobody who really knows enough about the music to say this part is out of key or this part's a little funky. But then I have those people who are trying to learn it, and those are valuable people too.
Yeah.
Because you send them songs that they want to hear. Like this girl Daniela, I promised her I'd make some songs for like a long time ago. We're not the closest as we used to be, and like it's kind of.
But hey,
yeah. It's and we're busy both doing our own thing, and then I finally did it. Like maybe like a year later, I put out just that one of the Billie Eilish songs, the one I recently put out. I did that specifically for her to see it, and she did, and she really liked it. And
that's awesome, man.
I didn't charge her for it or anything like that. I sent her the beat, because I know she wanted to get into music and stuff like that. So I sent it to her. I sent her like the
it's all yours.
original mix, and I sent her the actual mix afterwards. So I was like, I'm not gonna charge you for it. You're my friend, and but no, it's just doing that for people and seeing the reaction to it. Genuine.
I told my buddy, I was like, hey man, you could just use the beat. Listen,
Yeah.
like I'm not doing this for the money.
Yeah.
I'm really not. I'm trying to get a little bit if I can. But
Yeah, if it was,
I don't mind just sitting
if
down
it
and
was like
making
she was a
beats.
professional singer,
Yeah,
and
it
she
would've
had
been
her
a
way
different
on,
story.
I would
Yeah.
have maybe did a discount. I wouldn't. But it's still, it's a business, And
it's crazy. And once you blow up, though, you get a lot of shit for free, which is the craziest thing.
yeah,
like
a
when
lot
you're
of
small, you
sponsors
pay
and
for
stuff like
everything.
that. Yep. So you have a lot of more expendable money.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, you have a lot of money to just fuck around. Some fuck around money, man. That would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice. In the future, it's coming. It's coming.
Oxy, sponsor me. Anyway,
Yeah, let's get it, man. Yeah, I'm trying to get my boss to sponsor this shit. Yeah, get a couple more bucks if I can. Yeah, I don't have any sponsors, man. I should really start getting that. I need to do that. Also, they're annoying though. Having sponsors is annoying as fuck.
It's just hard. Yeah, because they want you to do certain advertisements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've had somebody
Have a script.
I've had this camping tutorial thing, and he wanted me to make the tunes for it in the back. I just never got back to him on it because at the time, like I said, I wasn't ready for it. I was just kind of cutting them up because I was making gaming videos for apps at the time.
Oh,
I was making the music for it, and a lot of them I thought they slapped pretty hard. I still think they do. It's just
Some
like I couldn't find a market for it. You know?
Yeah,
And
some of my
now,
shit is like this is a loading menu for sure.
Yeah, and maybe now I could post them again. I made this weird song where like it started out as an 8-bit, you know, kind of style. Then I turned it into real instruments. I turned it back. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah,
and maybe
wow,
I'll go
cool.
revisit it and like redo it, remaster it, you know, with the sounds I have now.
That sounds like something my friend Purnell would do.
And it's like it was weird, but it's just those little things. There wasn't a market for it at the time. So maybe I could bring it back.
You never know if the market comes like random shit pops off, man. Like I said, they're using Sting songs in rap now. So
yeah, I mean it's just anywhere you can get any opportunity you have is something you take. Like this podcast, I'm
there you go.
Really grateful for it, you know.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. It's even if 100 people listen to it, it doesn't matter. Even if 20 people do, it doesn't matter, man.
It's just something, man.
It's just me to do about it. What am I supposed to do, man? I'm just sitting here. I'm the guy with the podcast.
That's another thing. I know tons of people growing up with and now who want to do this music stuff that we do, and they just don't do it
or have a means to do it.
Yeah,
they don't.
They wanted to do it. They had these advances. Some of them were further than I was, and then they just kind of died off. They're doing anything with it. You know,
blew it.
Not in that sense of that, but they don't have the drive as much as they're not hungry.
They take breaks.
Yeah, they're doing other things. They're distracted.
I'm not taking a break.
And the distractions will do you in, and you wasted time.
God, this shit'll do you in, man. This shit'll do you in.
For real.
This shit is scrolling. I don't fuck with scrolling no more. I don't watch Snapchat stories anymore. I'll watch the Instagram ones, but I can only watch one.
I'm still there, man. I'll catch me on YouTube. I'll start music stuff, and then I'll drift off to
every day.
Random things, top 15, whatever. Yeah, it takes you off, and it's good to take a break.
I try to make them have 2 beats, and I'll just go next to the other beat. Oh shit, yeah, I remember this now, and to try to have 2 projects going on at once,
It's good to have it's good to take a break. I haven't played video games in forever, a long time. I haven't been into it. Mm-hmm. Recently, I went home for break and I found my Skyrim disc and my Xbox was red ringed, but I borrowed it, the old 360 from a friend of mine, and I started playing it again. I was like, wow, it's crazy. And then I ended up bringing it back down here just to play it every once in a while. It's been days since I've done it.
We play NBA 2K13 every night, dog.
Yeah,
I'm not even tripping. We play Blacktop every night.
Getting back into it, it's nice to just take a break from music finally, just sit down and do something different.
Yeah,
it's a hobby, but you don't want to get into it too much because you don't want to get distracted. And that's where a lot of these friends,
you can do it every day. Do it for
these friends kind of fell
hour,
off, and it's sad to see.
A lot of people have other passions too. So do I, man. I like a lot of shit. I'm multi-passionate too.
Same.
But
and and at times it's sad to see him do it, and you want to get to him, but at the same time it's competition. If you get the drive for it, I'm taking off.
Somebody else is making beats 24/7.
I'm not falling off behind just to help you out. I tried to give you advice and stuff like that, but if you're not gonna put the drive into it, what am I doing?
I think if you are at a point where you post this much, you make this many songs, you make this many beats, or whatever that number is, if you digress from that and you start doing less than you were doing, that's the darkness, I think. Because that's I was good. I'm good. I just posted a bunch of stuff. I'm good. You always have to do more and the next thing. Because it's always the next thing. Because once you think you have something right, once you think you have the hit song, shit, how many hit songs does Drake have? How many more does he need to make? A lot. He has a ton, but he's still going to sit down in a studio and make more, right? He never said, I'm done. Imagine anybody who's famous can literally just say they're done and I'm good for life. I'm good. I don't have to. But they still make hits. So if they still make hits, if the guy who's doing it in his mom's basement is still at it 24/7 on the grind, what excuse do I have?
They want the guy who
right?
can do it, and has a drive to market his own stuff and things like that. And in my eyes, I have some good beats that are kind of just buried down there, And I bring them back every once in a while, just promotional things like that. But you got to be able to get the timing right on it, and promote it to the point where
get the visuals and
that's why I started doing the visuals. That was a good idea on my part because one, it motivates me to post more. It's easy to slap things on there, and it gives, in my eyes, it gives an illustration of what you're trying to say.
If you could set the tone of the beat to the
exactly.
video too, it's killer, man.
I was telling Chris that. He was asking me about, did I film this? And it was like a Meek Mill, one of those things. And I was like, I wish, but I just slapped it on there to give you could hear it. You can almost hear the artist rapping on it, and that's what I want to get.
You want to invoke that sense of feeling.
Exactly. I could say, this sounds like Logic, and then somebody could listen to it and be like, I don't know about that. But you put like Logic rapping on, mouthing words on it behind it, in the backdrop,
get it in their mind,
and they'll say like, okay, now I see it. They'll start moving their heads, and that's when
I literally listened to that beat like I told you before. I was like, Ludfo, I'm out. That's a Ludfo beat. Like, fuck, he that's what he made. Yeah, that's funny, man. Yeah, my friend Justin would appreciate that. I could show him that beat next time I see him. He'll be ripping some shit on it.
Word.
But yeah, that's crazy, man. The music in itself is just.
Music is magic, man.
Yeah, it's mad. It used to be.
It takes a lot.
It used to be a lot more simple.
You got to give up a lot to get where you are. Yeah. It's a lot of hard work. And.
The grind.
Yeah.
The grind.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
Too, man.
No, but I think the ear fatigue is the worst thing for me, man. I just don't want to listen to the beat anymore. But then if I don't want to, I have to write lyrics to it anyway, so I'm just gonna whatever.
Yeah.
And like
when
now,
when I read into that, I just started making. Like I said, producers, you can just make something else or work on another older project. You have a stash. You should have a stash.
How many beats do you have that are just like half finished? Like, cause I have a lot, man.
I can't tell you how many.
Yeah, I have a lot, but I also have a lot that are finished.
Oh yeah, that's the most important thing is to finish it, regardless of whether or not you think it's good or not. Just so you can say, I did this. This is my work.
Fix it.
This is what I have to present.
Fix it, mix it, master it, done. That's it.
Just so you can get it. You can start doing it faster and faster and faster while maintaining the quality of it and the experience. And
I didn't want to get. I wanted to get into a routine and a system and a flow because I'm a heavy system guy. Like, if you give me very wide parameters, that's bad for me. I need to know step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can go through all the steps and get everything done. So me, as being that systems oriented person, I figured I can just make beats like this, but I'm like pushing against myself. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I still want to have I want to still make it so it feels like the same way when I made my third beat, when you made that third beat and you're like, the first two were shit, but the third one you're like, I'm onto something here.
Yeah.
I want to keep that feeling alive. If that makes sense.
The system and the flow of it varies in my eyes. I can start the melody. In my eyes, I always start with the melodies. I get that loop going. Then it's easy to add.
Will you ever start with the drums though?
I did. That Rick Ross beat I just posted, my last post, I started the drums on that first because I knew the vibe I wanted. I studied Justice League, who was the producer for all those smooth tracks. Yeah. Studied him up and down. Listened to every single song. I would leave the Oxy app, hop on the YouTube or my music app, and then I listen to the beats very closely.
Go back on the app.
And it's the ear.
Compare.
You hear it.
Yep.
You can just isolate those sounds, and people don't understand it, but it's weird.
Yeah.
You can just isolate all these little sounds, and then I just go back in there and I do it again,
Yeah, because the sounds that nobody ever hears. Like, they hear it, they just don't know they're hearing it.
It's the littlest thing that I can pick up.
That little
like
crazy. Just that.
It's been like that since I think I started music, and that's why I feel like there's just a greater power that it's meant to be this way.
Yeah, I think my dad instilled that a little bit too from having such a rock background and being listen to the lead guitar on this or something. It's like, there's 2 guitars? I didn't even know. Yeah, having that. I'll always say I get better with my ear gets better, not really my actual skill. Like, my skill gets better, I don't have to worry about it. It's just going to get better the more I do it.
Yeah.
But my ear is something that that's what you have to grind every day for. Because that's if you put that down for 2 months, you don't really have that ear as much.
You can know all the theory. You can know, this is a fifth.
All the book work.
Stuff like that. You know all that stuff. You can have all the right equipment. But if you don't have the ear for it and you can't hear that this note is off.
Yeah. Rhythm too. There's a lot of producers. Imagine how many producers have no rhythm though. Like, they can't even do the pads, and they can't even have, like, they have to quantize every single thing. Like, there's not a lot. There's beats I make that I don't quantize anything. Like, I just make sure I can do it.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
We have the luxury now of the piano roll. You could just pop it right in every fourth little square.
Yeah. Like, I made one the other day that sounds like a real hip hop track. Like, it has guitar on it. And straight hip hop, and I didn't quantize any of it. But now when I go and listen to it, you throwing shit at me now?
I am. I was gonna tell you something.
No, it's all good.
Hear me out. One of the most important things I learned, I actually had gotten in contact with Six, Logic's producer, main producer. Incredible experience. Only talked to him through my other guy, texting. And,
cool.
And one of the things he told me was that it's important to be on time quantizing stuff, but the biggest hits, a lot of them, the hi-hats, offset them by like a little bit, so it sounds more natural and stuff like that. The natural sound comes from the imperfections.
I do that all the time.
That make the
now.
perfect song, in a sense, the irony of it.
Yep. There's one song on my album, it's called Patterns, and it just got as many plays as all the other songs. But it has a sample on it, and I have this piano overlaid, and the piano isn't quantized at all. And you could hear that it's just off. The sample's off too, but the drums are on. But the sample and the piano is both off, but they're off kind of perfectly. And that song has popped off more than any other songs on the album. Yeah. I don't know if it's lyrics, like my buddy's on it, he has good bars, I have bars on it, or the beat, but it's probably both. But you get those beats, you're like, this is just good how it is, man. Like any lo-fi beat, something's off. Nothing, not every. There, you'll never really see a lo-fi beat with everything's on time.
Yeah, no, I've been playing around with a lot of percussion sounds too, like random, like the random
percussion
sounds.
Is like you're saying with the hi-hats, like that's a good trick.
You
man.
pop them out there, pan them like one left and right. Sunflower is a good example. Post Malone and Sway Lee.
Yep.
They use a lot of percussion sounds. A simple, clappy, which is add a couple of percussions in it, and it brings so much out. Pan them, offset them a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was doing with that beat I showed you before out there, like with those hi-hats going back and forth with the stereo.
Yeah, no, I can find that in my Post Malone song and Sober Serenity. And
Sober Serenity, there you go. Damn, I just made a beat called Sober. I didn't even know you had that shit.
The Billie Eilish
I didn't copy you,
No.
bro.
Titles are just titles.
Yeah, that's it, man. Do you just, if you're making a beat, do you just save it as like whatever the hell you're feeling? Like the name of it?
It's funny. This app, it generates random names for you, so I could have
That's so cool.
Really trap beat. No, listen to this. I could have a hard trap beat, and the title would be like Shaggy Sheep. That's it.
That's like, so funny. Though.
Or like toasted waffle or something like that. Random words.
So, yeah.
Then you can replace it. But no, a lot of them are just untitled, or if I'm sending it out, especially they're untitled 1, 2, 3. Mainly because I don't want to send somebody Sobered Sheep. As a title name.
Yeah,
I change them out when I'm exporting them. I change them out.
That's good, yeah.
I put a little category of like S is smooth, T is like, tough beats. And then I'll have the title, and then I'll have the
I should organize them like that. That's a good idea.
And it's good to organize them.
Because
I organize them by, if I put it on BeatStars, I'll put a little star on it. So that way I know those are already sent. If I post it on YouTube, I'll put like a little Y.
Wow, you're a killer, man. I need to adopt
Organization is key,
I need to adopt these habits.
And with this, you can also organize them by the creation date, recent opened.
Yeah, the date is what I go by, but I literally just have a list. I'm like, classic groove bump. Which one is that? It's literally what
I used to be.
I just go with the vibe. If there's an instrument that's like, I don't know, steel marimba, then I'll take the steel and I'll have hip hop tech kit. Steel tech hop, and I'll just that's what it is. Put it together. Like I'll just take random shit from the beat, whatever I'm feeling, or I'll be like, rainy day in coffee shop or whatever, like rainy day coffee shop.
The ambience,
whatever. Library.
Sometimes if I know who I'm making it for, a lot of times I'll just put the artist name when I don't think of a name. And a lot of times I come up with the names as I'm posting on Instagram, as I'm doing the title cards. I come up with it. Like Sober Serenities. I had my friend Mike help me out with that one. But I told
that's
him,
a cool name though.
It is, and it's just like it fits with the artist too. Like I'll look at the artist, look at their album, I'll look at the names they picked.
Yeah,
you gotta be
like it could have been
it.
just another song in the album, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting too. It's cool to talk to another producer though, and like just get because my friend Pernell, he knows, like, because so many things that I told him, so many little things that pop up when you start making beats. Like he just sits there, because he knows, he's been through it. He's whatever 8-10 years in now, and he knows. So, but that's cool that and you also have your own style, your own way of doing it too. Like I'm pretty unorthodox. Like this is how I am. Like you're really good at making the type of beats that you make, and that's all you can ask for, right? Out of a producer. But yeah, man, that shit is cool. Like I don't like a lot of them I can't even rap over just because I need because I'm weird. I need weird shit.
Yeah, and I've been working on this song. I gotta send it to you when I'm done.
Yeah, you should.
I'm working a
song. Me about
if you made it in the concert, what I think would be a good song to play.
Yeah,
and I'll give you hints on it because I didn't show anybody it yet.
Oh shit!
I showed
some
people.
exclusive,
People
baby.
heard it when I was making it, but they didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I showed my friend Mike, maybe 5 seconds of it and stuff like that. But this song has about 6 beats in it. Beat switches. It's got smooth transitions. It's got DJ likes transitions in it. Starts off as like a banger. Get an attention grabber.
Exactly.
Transitions to I try to combine both my style of what makes my beats, and things what targeted towards you.
Wow,
Slower beats,
yeah.
slower just
It's a Sully type
standard,
beat.
yeah, Sully type beat.
That's
and
it.
then I, where I'm at it now is that I'm at a standstill where I just need a couple more things. And at one point, I was stuck in it for about like half a week. I had all the transitions and everything like that. I was at maybe a minute and 30 seconds in, and I had all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
Probably my most techniques I put into it. I put like everything into this track.
That's crazy, man. Like you put your fucking heart and soul into that.
I'm putting
beat.
elements in it, especially to get the crowd involved as well.
Yeah,
which is why I think it's pretty cool. Like breaks, interludes,
Tailor
where
the
you get
lyrics
everybody
to
just
it,
to clap and stuff like that. Keep everybody in it.
I love that shit. Tailor the lyrics to
and,
it. And
panning things back and forth to get everybody like, oh, someone's coming from over there. Someone's coming over there.
Yeah.
Now, I added, there's an orchestral interlude in it. There's horns in it. There's standard trap beats.
Damn, that sounds like me, man.
And I'm ending
There's
it on
orchestras and
on a
horns.
softer note, an R&B ending to it,
Yeah.
and it really ties it all together. But I listen to it on the regular, and I haven't gotten over it yet because there's so much in it that's just even I pick up like, wow, I can't believe I did this. You start off the journey throughout the whole song is crazy, and I'm only at like 2 or 3 minutes.
Great excuse for me to make a song like that. Just send it. Just send it over, man.
Yeah,
I don't care.
yeah.
Like,
I want to put the finishing touches on it. I like to send send things that I would be happy with.
I
mixed it. The
if
other day I finally mixed it.
I might as well make a song.
Yeah, the other day I finally mixed it, and it's good. I'm happy with the mix is at now. Once we get the vocals or anything on it, it probably could use a little more work.
Yeah, maybe we can make it as I put vocals on it.
Yeah,
too. You send it to me, and then I'll see what we'll put some shit. I'll put some shit down on it. And then if we need to make any tweaks, you could just come back.
This song I made solely for the purpose of if you made it to the concert, I made it, getting like I said, the crowd involved.
You're the man.
All these different beats into it. I'm trying to fit it in maybe a 5-minute timeline because I don't know how long they're gonna give you. And I'm trying to make it as crazy as I can. That'll get everybody moving. That'll keep
maybe
it in your style.
Maybe I could get Chris on it too, and she can rip something.
Yeah,
on it too,
at the ending, I'm gonna try it. Now that I know she's willing to work with you on it,
yeah,
I'll try to make it so like everybody can get on it. And I'm really excited for it.
Damn, dude, you're getting me excited for this shit.
Really
I want to like sit down and write that shit right now, honestly. Like, shit.
And
yeah, man.
I know I just gotta put the finishing touches on it. It's like I said. It's what's crazy about it for me is that I've put everything I knew into this song. Every transition, every your panning techniques,
every skill possible, every technical.
Every beat has its own drum kit I added into it. It has its own sounds, and then I'm manipulating the sounds to make them different for other things. So you can only have so many. The only limiting thing about this, you can only have so many sounds on it.
Yeah.
But
I have like layers, right?
Layers and stuff like that. But I have so many different elements. Every drum kit, every orchestra piece in it. I got a little choir in the background. You can barely hear it, but it's there.
That's it. I've been using so many choir sounds, man.
Yeah, and it's just I'm trying to bring it together. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to wrap it up and how I'm going to bring certain beats because I have the R&B beat isolated right now. I have a transition from like the harder beats into like what your style is. I'm trying to get to there. How do I get to there?
Connect the gap.
But I'm trying to keep it at the same time. You got to keep it so the crowd is interested in it. I got the clapping interludes and stuff like that to keep everybody involved.
Yep.
And I feel like I gotta hit it hard one more time before we end on that softer note.
Okay.
You can say some real stuff on that ending beat. I feel like
I liked.
I was thinking about adding
the hard for the end, baby. Yeah.
I was thinking about adding a Neil deGrasse Tyson. I was thinking about adding like a message from him.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Like playing on it and just giving everybody a time. Maybe throw some lights up. That if the phone lighters up, just have the whole arena just vibing out.
Damn. Yeah, cut the lights. Yeah, damn, that'd be sick, man.
Yeah.
All right, you're getting me hyped for that, man. You better fucking send that over when it's done.
A solid week and a half. That's the most
on the
longest
grind.
I've worked on it.
That's crazy.
Every day I pulled it up.
This is what the podcast does out here. That's it, man. It does special things.
Yeah,
it does magical things.
That's a sneak peek I've been waiting to give. I'm probably gonna post that clip on my Instagram, man. I really hope you like the song, and even if you don't, I'll still support you either way.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I hope it sells, man. I hope some people buy it.
Still a banger of a song, and it's big enough where I could take those pieces and make them even into different songs.
Awesome.
I've put so much stuff into it.
Dude, happy to hear that, man. I'm ecstatic, man. Honestly, I want to literally sit down and make the shit. I got hella lyrics too. Who knows? I might have something old I could throw on it too.
It's a lot of like it takes especially you. Might take you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but it's important.
I gotta get out of that, man.
Being that
comfort zone.
you're in that old school session, you got the bars for it. listen to all your stuff. You got the bars for it, you know, and you seem like you can grab the attention of everybody. And then I feel like in my eyes, I know what people would want, you know, at a concert. And
Yeah,
mainstream
concert
music,
beat-wise, yeah.
mainstream music, and getting people involved.
That mix of when I don't have to worry about that, I can just focus on the lyrics and make a dope song, right?
You know, you hear that sicko mode, that last beat there with Take Keith and Drake, you know? You get that beat, and then like Nonstop by Drake. It's I looked at a lot of his stuff, a lot of hits he makes, and it's just a lot of just the kick drums and everything that gets everybody moving. Yeah. And that's what everybody looks for at a party or something like that.
And the snare is what affects the rap flow. Yeah. That's what the snare completely affects how you're gonna flow on.
That's what I'm thinking too. I changed up like I said, every beat has its own drum kit. Every beat has its own style to it. Hi hats are different.
I love that. I love sections too. That's so cool because like it doesn't get repetitive. Then.
And it's cool because it takes people off guard. They don't expect it. I cut it at the times people didn't expect it to cut. And then the transitions, some of them are smoother, some of them are just immediate, and it's like, you know, I have a little hidden sound in there that I think people will laugh at, you know.
It's dope. Word. I've been using like samples from Big Mouth. You ever watch that show? Yeah, dude, I've been using samples from Big Mouth just to throw it in there because it's funny, you know. I love that shit, man. And people like when you're like talking on the track, or if you're like playing a little sample of like of the TV show or a movie, or So I like those little aspects.
It all at one point it all just cuts out. And it's just something funny. Somebody says something.
You gotta
funny
stop telling me about this shit, bro. I'm gonna have to fucking.
And then it kicks in. I'm gonna kick it back in really hard and then transition to it softer.
I'm hyped.
I'm at like 3 minutes 38 seconds. I've been stuck there for like a couple days. I've been studying different music and what gets people hype. And then now that I know that you're looking for R&B, might add that in the end. You know?
It'll be like a refresher.
And then I gotta figure out a way to kick it back up, you know, to get everybody ready for the actual concert. You know, I gotta keep it in mind. That's
for the hype.
It's probably the biggest thing I've ever had to do.
Hey, really. You do your thing. I'll see if I can fucking get this shit and get up on that stage, man.
I gotta do it soon. You know.
Yeah, I got some shit to write too.
And then you also gotta get that. You gotta get people's vote. You know, because I saw, you know, you got to do one performance for everybody, and then they vote on who they want. Yeah. So you got to make sure we got something for that too. You know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm thinking of making like a custom rap for that open mic for the performance, like a custom like.
You got a track you want already and stuff like that.
I don't know. Nothing really in mind. I'm just gonna go with it. So I don't know. Maybe if you got something, you got
maybe
that shit.
Maybe I got something on the side there. Right now I'm focusing on the concert one, but now obviously I can't focus on the concert one if we don't secure the.
You're right. First. We got to get the first one to get the second.
The realization kicked in when I saw other people looking at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's when I realized that maybe it's on the line now. You know.
All right. Well, that's something.
It'd be a hell of an experience to do it. You know how crazy it'd be for both of us. Yeah. But I'm not trying to get my expectations up by now. This is why I haven't showed anybody anything. Why I haven't said anything. Anybody's ever watched this far in is knowing this for the first time that we have a chance of working it for the Stockton concert.
Yeah, baby.
But
that's it. All right, word, man. Well, listen. Hey, either way, if we don't get it for the second one, maybe we'll get something working for the first one. If not, I still gotta write something for that. Yeah. I don't know if I should just do one of my tracks, or if I should do.
I'll make a little pack. You know, I don't know how. Like I said, I don't know how long they'll give you. Okay. I'll try to make like 5-minute ones, but
perfect.
Try to do something more your style, which is gonna be tough for me.
Yeah. Hey, break out your comfort zone. I'll break out of mine.
Hell yeah.
We'll meet somewhere in the middle. How's that?
And hopefully we get it, man. We just gotta get that attention grabbers.
That's awesome, man. That's really it. You gotta get the crowd involved on that shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's especially with DJing that I've learned too. It's all about. It's not even about what you say. It's about how you say it. It's about what you do. It's about the feeling that you give people. Like anybody can write Drake's lyrics. Like nobody can say it how he says it. I was listening
to like Drake's songs. You know, he's got that mellow tone where it's like, you know, a little bit on the not duller. Yeah. But he's kind of just saying it. You know, like the tone I'm saying right now. Yeah. If it wasn't Drake, I don't think anybody would listen to it. But the fact that it's him and his concerts are so live, you know, he's a good performer live and stuff like that. But then the songs, the studio versions of it, you know, he's talking like in a normal kind of voice, a normal tone. He's not really getting out there.
You know and it's different mixes for the shows too. But like he's literally like, shit got double bedroom and I still got to start.
That's what I mean. Like anybody else with that tone, like, nobody would listen to it.
Yeah, exactly. But
you know, once you make it, you can do it. Yeah, you know? And then you got Logic who's yelling on his beats. You know, you could see how you could hear it. It's funny. You could hear how he's moving in the studio, you know, or design. Yeah, you could hear the chains clashing and everything.
Yeah, that's the funniest shit.
But you could tell in the way, you know, Logic, or at least the way he projects his voice, that he's very passionate.
I was listening to Under Pressure again last night, and I'll listen to Young Sinatra too. I'll just throw that.
Or like the song Everybody. You know?
That's the one too. Yeah. The newer Indica Body is really good.
I love that one. That beat is crazy. I looked into that beat actually
because that's a me type beat a little bit. like laid back Snoop type shit.
I took some techniques from that and I put it in the song.
Good shit. Word. There you go. Hey,
Indica
we're on the same page,
Badu is
man.
one of the main ones because it was like, he can do this.
That's it. Because anything, I gravitate a lot towards Logic because I kind of have a similar like flow.
It's that like what Six said in one of his videos. It's a lunchroom beat. You know, anybody can make that pattern.
Yeah.
But anybody can rap on it.
With the clack.
That means
boom, boom,
that means
clack,
anybody
boom,
can
boom,
rap
boom,
on it.
Clack. Yeah, exactly.
So it's an expendable technique.
Yeah, it goes in both. It goes in multiple directions.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man.
But,
dude, we're at an hour and a half.
All right, I didn't think we actually. That's crazy how time flies, man.
Isn't it, dude? That's awesome. That's a great conversation right there. I'm excited to work on this beat. I'm excited to audition for the show. I'm excited to get this show, kill it.
I'm excited for you to make it, man. Because if we do it, how crazy that'd be.
That'd be
I'm
sick.
trying to say, I'm not trying to get too excited.
Dude, my
about
manager is friends. My manager knows PNB's manager, so we should all be able to meet him. Yeah.
That was another thing I was asking. Yeah. If I work on it, it'd be appreciated if I can get on there somehow.
Yeah, 100%. You could probably get on stage with us.
Yeah, I mean, I like to be in the back. I don't care about being on stage. I can't rap or anything.
Yeah, but my manager is gonna call. Yesterday, she said she was gonna call his man, like their friends. So,
that's crazy.
And because I told her, I was like, yeah, I might open for PNB, and she was like, what? Like I didn't even know where. I was like at Stockton. She's like, all right, shit, I gotta call. I gotta call him up. Yeah, because she like her brother-in-law is like has connection or is signed. She knows people who manage people who are signed by Jay-Z's label and also by 1738 by Fetty's.
Yeah.
Fetty's label is actually signed by Jay-Z's label now. It's the same thing.
What's that? Rock Nation?
Rock Nation. Yeah, so 1738 and Rock Nation are now kind of like in one. Which is kind of crazy. That means they have a lot because they're probably trying to get because Dreamville's coming up. Mm-hmm. Like I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like he got some talent. They got some talented artists on there and shit. And obviously all the other Warner Brothers too got some really good people.
Atlantic is the big one I'm shooting for.
Yeah.
Atlantic. I forget Maybach Music Empire.
Yep.
You know that's the end goal. Yeah, that's the goal for me.
I got a beef with Rick Ross, man. He stole his name from the actual Rick Ross.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Like won in court somehow, even though he used his likeness in a music video, and I don't know. And how he was a security guard and he never trapped, and nothing he ever said was true, and like neither is anything else most people say in the genre anyway. But that's just my little fucking beef with Rick Ross, man. Yeah, I still listen to Bill Gates. I still bump Bill Gates because it's a fucking great song. Yeah. At the end of the day, you never know who people are, man. Yeah. That's it. You could be whoever you want.
Look at 21 Savage, what he's going through
right
now.
Dude, motherfucker,
now
he don't even have an accent. What the fuck?
Yeah, and this whole time everybody thought, he was born and raised in Atlanta, but then you look back, he's never actually said it.
I saw it on Twitter. It was like he's actually 9.525 Savage now because I converted it to metric. I was like, that's gold.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
Yeah, no, we don't know who these people are.
You don't know who these people are. You just see them for what you see them.
Yeah,
and people idolize
what
people.
They get branded as.
People idolize celebrities way too much, and then all of a sudden something happens. They voice, God forbid, they voice their opinions on very powerful political views, and everybody goes, "Wow, that's not like you. Like, you don't know them."
Yeah, and people like also they like to use their influence too, and like think that they have all the answers, and they can just tell people how the world works. Like, shit, you're isolated too. We all are. Like,
yeah. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all end up in the same space.
Yeah, that's it. We're filling the same earth. Yeah, but shit ain't flat, dude. It's a fucking big ass circle. I can tell you that.
Yeah, someone actually sent me something. It said it was a SpongeBob face, and it was like when you're arguing with a flat earther, and then they put a bag over your head and tell them, take him to the edge.
Yeah. Throw him off. No, I like when flat earth goes, we have members all around the globe. Say that. Say that a couple times. Yeah. That's not your message, I don't think. I don't think that's supporting your message. Yeah, there's some fucking stupid people out there. But stupid people in music too, but it's all good. It's all love. Hey, listen, man. People are gonna go out, they're gonna get it.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. They're gonna people who deserve it and people who don't deserve it. People who do deserve it aren't gonna get it. People who don't deserve it are gonna get it, and it's gonna go vice versa both ways. Just all around. All we can do is sit, grind, make our songs, and put them out for the world.
You gotta outcompete, but at the same time, you don't want to lose the qualities that make you you. You know, you don't want to sell out.
Yeah, sell yourself out. Sign a deal. Fuck that. Get $300,000 in debt. Yeah, but we have all these CDs.
Yeah, but I got that Quavo verse though.
Nobody's buying the CD.
$50,000 for it. I got it. It's gonna be a banger. I swear.
Yeah, $700 Kodak verse because he just wants $700 and wakes up in the morning. I need a couple.
I wish it was $700,
right?
man, to get a Kodak verse. Man, it's probably a couple grand, even more.
It's a lot more now. Like he used to do that though. A lot of them used to.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a great way to do it. Once you get,
I feel like if I ever made it,
get some clout,
if I ever made it big, I feel like I'd like to engage my followers, and because I try to remember. Depending on how far depending on where it came from. Everybody's trying to get up, so maybe I'd do like collabs or something like that. You know, and just help them out.
That's what you think, but you're not gonna have the time.
Exactly. You're right.
Yeah.
You're
Hopefully, we get to the point where you don't have time to do anything other than make music and make money. That's the goal, right? That's really the goal.
It happens. Man. A lot of people are just like, it's just side money, stuff like that. But sometimes it
my
pays
friend.
off.
Shout out Anthony. My friend Anthony blew up on Tumblr, and now he's blown up with music, and he works for Warner Brothers, and he lives in Nashville, and he has a band, and they do shows. He does shows by himself.
Yeah.
And he makes a living off of it.
Yeah. And an outside view a lot is people just like, wow, you make music, congrats. Yeah. Whatever. What are you gonna do with it?
He just hit 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I went to high school with him. He's my boy. He doesn't make what I make, but maybe I gotta collab with him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get on that, man. But
another thing is how many times I started posting more and more about like all my accomplishments. I have my music page, I have a personal page, and I post everything there. I try to be as transparent as I can. And of course, a lot of times, just like look what I did.
Yeah,
I can't help it. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
Try not to be too much of a asshole about it, but
yeah,
it's my accomplishments. I worked for it.
It's you. It's your page, dude.
And I've had a lot of people throughout high school who never really talked to me and stuff like that. Like we were friends. We kind of became distant. Who came back and all of a sudden was like, they added me on Snapchat or something like that. Like, hey, I know somebody who does music or something like that, or like, she sings and stuff like that. And you're like,
every day. They're
like, hey, do you wanna get her on a record or something like that? I'm like, first off,
who?
Why you busting Yui something like that now?
It's the same thing with people sending me verses. Like, what do you want me to do? Write your verse?
Yeah.
All I can say to you is, it sounds like a verse. Like, I can't write it for you. I can't even tell you if it's good.
Specific
honestly.
People, like, it pissed me off. And I'm like, I was, typing an article of just saying, like, no. But then I realized, it's not them. It's the people they're trying to promote,
Exactly.
You got to be
everybody, everybody's got a reason.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not.
It's a nice feeling to know. The feeling of that people are noticing you at home and that they're like, oh, wow, like this guy's doing something, like I can hit him up. Like that's the gratification enough, regardless of whether or not I like them and how they treated me and stuff like that back then. It's just the fact that people are aware of it.
Yeah, that's anything. Like I tell people if they listen to it for 10 seconds, like that's all I ask.
Yeah,
that's all I ask, man. Just keep scrolling. I don't care. You got better shit to look at, right?
So
you got memes to look at.
I hit them with just like a, I don't know right now. I'm trying to do my own.
Yeah, I'll let you know I'm working on something right now. I got projects going.
Because a lot of times the people that send me, they are good.
Yeah.
They have the talent for it. It's just right now I'm working on myself.
Yeah.
Regardless of my opinion on you, they're a good artist.
Yeah.
It's not them that I have beef with.
Yeah, so, we got a show to kill too, so you got a little project on your hands. Yes, so what? That's it, man. Yeah, no, I feel you with those people. Like, there's only so much you can do for them, and everybody else has talent. I send my music out. People send my music out to other people.
Yep.
Skateboarders, anybody. It doesn't matter. Like
I said, the
snowboarders.
Craziest thing was being able to say like I've done international work as a producer. And having people over there send me videos. I have them stashed. I watch them every once in a while just to motivate myself.
Yeah.
I don't know them, but they're singing the song. They like it. And it's sometimes you hear my tag in the background. It's like, that's me. Yeah. That's crazy. I'm an international, music guy.
Yeah.
How many other people can say that?
Not a lot.
Oh, I play guitar. Well, I play guitar and I'm, doing beats around the world.
Yeah.
Communicating and networking with some top producers. You don't want to brag about it. But sometimes it's hard to. Sometimes it's hard to.
Yeah,
you're just like,
just a fact. No, but it doesn't. People can't fault you for trying to legitimize what you do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what else do you judge somebody on other than accomplishments? I mean,
exactly.
If you judge them on their mistakes, then that's probably. If you judge them on their mistakes, they already judge themselves so hard on those mistakes, right?
Yeah.
But it's accomplishments they're not much either because you're always it's like the beats. It's you still have to make another one.
Yep.
Until you die.
Yep.
You have to make another one. So, but yeah, man, that's crazy. This is an hour and 40 minutes. I think it's fucking sick that we got this. Like, damn, who even know? Like I told you, we don't even know what we're gonna talk about. It just happens, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's a good note to end on, man. I'm sorry, but I'm hungry and I gotta eat,
I've been
man.
starving
But,
since you started this.
yeah,
honestly.
shit, man. I feel you. And so it was great having you on here, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
really appreciate you coming on and coming
Thank you
through.
for having
By
me,
the
man.
way, everybody, we did this podcast. We have never even met before. We just talked on Instagram for like 2 days, and that was it. So if people have an excuse to not create something, just go out and fucking do it. Like, I don't even have to know this guy. And
Real
he came
quick.
on here, and we banged out a sick
Real
podcast.
quick, here's something to think about.
Spit
If
it.
you're watching this, let's say you make it or I make it. If you had advice to give yourself in the future, what would it be? Yeah, it got real quiet.
That's all good. I'll add music. No, because I want to think about that. I don't want to go off the...
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
If I have advice for myself in the future, it would probably be to not question it if it feels right, and to never not do that. To always do it if it feels right, and that's really it. Because that's what I go off of, man. That's why I make these podcasts. Like, it feels right me sitting in this chair right now. It feels right me sitting behind the beat and making the song and writing the lyrics. Like,
Yeah.
that feels right, and to just not stop. Like, if I'm gonna stop, there better be a damn good reason, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say?
I have to say that, a lot of times I run into opportunities and sometimes I can't make them all and stuff like that. I'd say don't stress about it. The past is the past. You can leave us behind.
That's a great one, man.
We're okay. We're living right now. We're fine. We'll live.
Yeah, don't
You got to
be
worry
too
about
hard
what's
like
coming up and try to keep that mindset of doing things now, struggling now to better yourself in the future. You run into roadblocks and stuff like that. You can leave in the past.
Yeah.
I personally, I dwell on the past a lot. Missed opportunities and people and stuff like that I've let slip by. And, hopefully in the future, if I listen to myself, I do make it, we're fine back here.
Yeah. It's only an
We're doing our
opportunity if
We're
you
doing
take
our
it.
thing,
Yeah.
you go do your thing.
Exactly. Go get it, folks. It's only an opportunity if you take it. If not, it's just a fucking idea.
Yep.
You did nothing.
Yep.
So make a fucking podcast, make a beat, make a song, put this shit out on social media. I don't care if it's the dumbest shit ever. I'll put dumb shit out every day. But people still watch it, so
Yep,
that's
yep.
why.
Somebody's still looking
Somebody's
at it.
still
Somebody's
looking at it,
following
man.
you, man, and that's that one person.
That's it. Hey, it only takes one. That's it. Put everything out. And we try to practice what we preach out here on the BopCast. So this is BopCast episode 3 with Brian. Killing the game. Where can they find you at? Instagram, Facebook, all that.
Yeah,
I'll put it in the description.
YouTube's, yeah. Instagram's my main one.
And waves, _waves, WAVZ _.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. So, like him, follow him all up on there on the gram. He's got dope beats. He puts his work in as a producer. If you listen to this, you already know. And so this has been BopCast episode 3, and catch you on the next one. Oh, by the way, I'm on every single platform: Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, SoundCloud, all of them, even the ones nobody uses. Last.fm, fuck all that shit. So go get it. BopCast, previously Millennial Mind Podcast, at Sully Bob on everything.
Yeah, take care.
Peace.